Good morning, everyone. Hi from the sunny London. For those of you who are in London, enjoy the sunshine by all means. It's a day to do that. For those of you who are not in London, I want to send some sunshine from London. I chose to record this little video because I am, God, I'm so inspired by you guys, really. In last, more and more of you are coming to me with sharing your world with me, and I'm being so moved. I'm being so moved about your courage, about your openness, about your willingness to do something newly, to look, to ask and reach out for support and advice. I'm just really being moved by just you taking this first step. And I'm also inspired to record a little video about coping strategies, because I more and more speak to you and I'm hearing your voice, and more I'm tuning into the energy that is, especially in London, but kind of all over the world. It's just got a different quality, if you know what I mean. The more I am really prone to share with you something that perhaps it will land well, and perhaps it will give you some kind of benefits. Let me just plot here on the grass in my park outside of my house. So this is another spontaneous video that I'm recording just to kind of share with you something, as like vulnerably and from the space of my truth, or what I consider being my truth. And thank you so much, guys, for thumbs up. Good morning, everyone. Every heart, by the way, every heart is just making me super happy, because I can feel you. I can really feel you. And what I want to say is that, life happens. Like, there is a lot of people walking around, and for many years, before I started working with many people on a deeper level, only then I learned that the grass is not greener on the other side. And I used to think many times in my life, like, oh my God, I'm so sensitive. I cry a lot. I'm finding it difficult to cope with this world the way it is. Like, I watch the news, and I watch the white helmets doing the work in Syria, and I cry, and I was thinking, well, I'm completely lost soul, because nobody is as sensitive as I am. People just get on with their lives, and I used to watch people walking on the street thinking, this one is stronger than me, and that one is stronger than me, and I'm the weak one, because I really unfortunately I care. This was years ago, where I was literally just thinking, I don't even know like how to deal with this, and on the top of it, my own whatever I'm dealing with. And it took me some time and real courage to look at my life, and to discover for myself that what I considered being a weakness before, it's actually an immense gift and source of true internal power that filters through, or it comes from, my commitment and unconditional love to people, and my commitment to the world and end of suffering in the world. It is a big task, and I'm not doing it alone. There is so many initiatives happening. So many of my friends doing unbelievable, initiatives all over the world. I've got, I had my friend Tony, who is the best PT in China, writing to me this morning at about 4:30, and he's doing a fantastic job in Asia. I've got numerous people here in London, launching initiatives not only in the UK but all over the world. I keep on, meeting the fellow leaders that their commitment in whatever area they work in, towards the society, towards the community, towards the world is much larger bite size than they can take, but they're daring to put it out there and to take an action every day in line with their commitment. And that's very inspiring. That's what I'm here for. That's what I feel my purpose in life is. And it's absolute delight for me to connecting like-minded people who are on board, who are willing to go beyond whatever they are dealing with. It always moves me. I just came out from the similar meeting to my friend Baran, who is from Iran, like fantastically passionate woman who is a real stand for, for making a difference in her community. So anyway, this video actually, I wanted to talk about coping strategies, and that's how I started. Life sometimes does get too much, and we all, if you're anything like me, we all kind of have a roller coaster going on in our lives. I'm quite sure I'm not the only one. Please send me your heart if that's any relevant to you. And things happen, and life happens, and sometimes there is a lot of things that are happening one after another. Please, send me your little something if you feel that you ever been in situations like this in your life. I would love to hear from you. How did you cope? What's your coping strategy? What's your what keeps you going in life? What is the way how you what gets you out of the bed when you really don't feel like getting out of the bed, and when you feel like, do you know what? What's the point? Sometimes, I had times in my life when I got to the stage where I was like, I don't know, like it's, I do remember the times when it was like this, and there is no shame to put a hand up and say, I'm struggling. I'm like, this is it. I really don't know. And, I think that what got me out of that space was actually that I did put my hand up. When I suffered in silence, it was extremely difficult. I felt lonely. I felt that nobody understands me. Nobody can possibly understand me. I didn't even know what's going on with myself, in fact. And so how could I explain to anyone else? And, I was like struggling. I felt like I'm going around and around in circles, and there is nothing moving. It's just I'm in this pattern that is repeating over and over and over again. And then, sometimes in some point of life, it's just you need to put a hand up and choose the person who you trust and who you think that can be value, can add a value to your life, and just vulnerably lift up your hand and say, do you know what, I don't know how to go on anymore. Or it doesn't even have to be dramatic like that, but I just like putting your hand up and saying, and I find this being the most courageous thing. And for those of you who has done this and shared with me, authentically, I just want to really from the bottom of my heart, express the deepest respect towards you, and and your strength and your courage. Several people in the last, especially few weeks, came up to me with the real issues they have with anxiety, to the degree that your guys finding it hard to cope and operate. And to be honest with you, many of you are extremely successful, phenomenal people. Like, I had no idea. So I don't spend much time on a Facebook, although I'm posting a lot of things, but I actually don't spend much time, checking up on you. I'm so sorry. I would love to have a little bit more time to sneak up. But I did coincidentally check up on one lady who shared with me yesterday, and she's phenomenally successful. Like, I had no idea. And it's really interesting that one of the most successful people that I meet, we all get affected with stress and anxiety, and I am always pleased when people come up to me and share it, and when I can, that way I can make a difference in their lives, and it's absolute privilege for me to do so, and I will keep on doing that. So yeah, in terms of coping mechanisms, like, guys, I used to suffer from anxiety, panic attacks, you name it. This was years ago, and it was debilitating. It was, first of all, I didn't know what it is, and then I still didn't know what it is for years. Like, it's just physical sensations. It felt like I'm, heart attack or something, and people don't talk about it. I didn't read about it. It's not in the media. It doesn't really. I just really wish to be more awareness about this. That's one of the reasons why I'm recording this video. That, like, I dare to say that many people, this tension in their bodies, in their mind, we don't even know we have this tension, because it was gradual. We built it up over the period of years probably, and it became so normal without it being normal. And that's how it was for me. I'm extremely lucky doing what I'm doing and coming across yoga, meditation, and all the practices that over the years I've been able to practice and try myself and teach. But I know there's a lot of people out there who don't have access, or don't know about it, or don't have the coping strategies, or have coping strategies that are not serving them, like, trying to escape, choose a different, like, form of escape that is actually detrimental to their health, whether it's, drinking, or, or any kind of, playing video games on a computer. Like, we all have our coping mechanisms. So I love, we are going to be streaming again today. We stream every Wednesday with Martina, and we've got a really interesting subject today. We've been listening to you guys, and the subject that we chose is how do you cope with the negative situations in your life that impacted your life, or negative people, or negative situations that impacted your life. And today at 1 o'clock we are going to be talking about this here live. I'm very pleased to be sharing this with you, and to be the person who, can serve you, and who can hopefully create at least a little opening of something new being possible in your life. So in terms of coping strategies, guys, we all have our own ways, and by all means, is whatever works for you. That is what, you will feel it inside. Why I'm sharing this is that there are so many ways how you can support yourself and engage with on regular basis, have something, whether it's something to look forward to, like we do yoga walks, we do monthly yoga walks, that actually one is coming up on Sunday. We are going to lavender fields. We are going to do peaceful meditation in a silent meditation and connect with a peace of mind inside us. So that's one of the ways how I can support you. We do aroma yoga classes every month that also are amazing. We do a 7-day yoga retreat that is transformational. I still till this day I have to pinch myself about what happened to this yoga retreat in May, the kind of results people ongoingly have. It just started up the process of something very strong for every single person who was on our retreat, and it's just my delight to watch these guys, and we are still in touch, and they keep on sharing their progress, and it's absolute, I can't even tell you how happy it makes me feel. I don't cry anymore because I would cry all the time. But I'm being moved, and it now is like giving me a lot of peace of mind that what I'm doing is, I'm here to do that in a world. And also it gives me amazing encouragement to keep on going. So thank you so much for everyone who is sharing your results with me, your thank yous, your emails, your messages, your questions, your curiosity about, what is this yoga thing about? How can it serve my life? Please keep on sending them. Keep on, being in touch with me. Allow me to support you. I understand sometimes you don't want to share on a platforms like this. Not all of us are courageous enough to go on a screen and do this. But send me a personal message. Let me know that how I can support you. Feel free to reach out. Lucka, thank you very much for message. I'm reading. Love you talking about life. Lucinka is so right about everything. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. It is, Lucka, thank you. And it's not even about me being right. I'm just listening to you guys. And if this resonates with you, that means that, but the bottom line is we're all human beings. We all fundamentally deal with very, very similar things. We all want to feel safe. We all want to feel loved. We all want to feel like we belong. And we all want easy life and experience internal happiness, not just that, thing that was on the outside, like looking good. Looking good is a great thing. It looks good on a social media, but what is really happening when you close the door, when you come back home in the evening? Like, what is really happening inside you when you wake up in the morning? What's the first thought that comes to your mind when you wake up in the morning? Are you lit up by going through the day and like looking forward to, like, just take a deep breath and like enjoying every moment, noticing little things? Or are you just like preparing to survive the day? It's very courageous way to look at your life. And I know I'm being like really, like, the people that I coach, ask them, guys, like, they are like being really challenged. Every coaching client that I have, I say to them, guys, this is not going to be easy, and it's not for everyone. However, those of you who commit and choose to work with me, I'm already happy for, because I know what you don't know yet, and I'm being such a firm stand for you. By saying that, I've got my client that I need to prepare for, so I will let you go now. But what I want to say is that, guys, whatever you're dealing with, wherever you are in life, it is a big journey, this life thing. And wherever you are at, it's perfect. Even though it doesn't feel like it, sometimes it feels like complete shit. Like completely like you're holding on to dear life. And maybe you are in life just getting bored thinking, is this it? Is there anything more to life? There's also a good question. I want to finish this live streaming with something that really inspired me recently. And it was a very wise man who said, perhaps it's not about having answers to our questions. Perhaps it's about asking the question that the answer for can be only found by us living our lives. And how I understand it is that one day, someday, when we are at the end of our life, we can look back and say, when I was 36 years old, I asked the question that was big enough for me to live my life to find the answer for this question. And because of that, as an impact of that question, my life has been extraordinary and has been filled with very special moments, amazing connections with fellow human beings, and it was a great life, you know. And on my journey, I made a difference to a lot of people. And I think this is my commitment to life, is to live it fully, live it every day with joy and ease, because I really believe that fundamentally that's who we really are. We are, as my friend Tony says, spiritual beings living, having a human experience. And that's such a, you know, great way to be, you know. We are human beings, and so every time you get caught in a rat race, doing things, you know, I like to remind myself that I'm a human being, I'm not a human doing. And so it's a time to stop, to pause, to reflect, and to say, okay, let's come back to my why, and reminding myself that I am enough, and I've got a value, and people around me's got a value, and everything is happening in perfect time. So there is nowhere to get to, nowhere to rush. All is well.